How's it going, everybody? Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Come check out what we're working on today. What that's going to be is we're doing a little work on a Hitachi Ex 100-5 excavator. 1997 model, to be exact. I've owned this machine for about a year. It's been good. Had some problems since I bought it. Knew that before I bought it, but so we just been chipping away at it every chance I get and still working it at the same time. I'll grab the camera and I'll give you a little tour of the machine, show you what we're going to be working on today. Tell you what, while we're going to shimmy this thing around, get a little cold start action for you. She fires right up every time. We're cutting it close. Glad this thing's as tall as it is. All right. So the one that's missing right here is the one I took off last week. See those bolt holes where it used to sit. Here's the next one down the line. Oh yeah, no good. This one, the seals are gone in it. It's not in such terrible shape, but it's leaking oil, so she'll be going here shortly. I'm not sure if you can rebuild these or not. Might save this one and see if there's any way you can get it apart. This one, yeah, I mean, it's wore out. This one, oh, that actually feels good. Okay. That one feels mighty tight. Yep, I guess that one's still good. So quite a few bad. Figured we might as well change them all. So for a little comparison, I'll show you. I brought this old roller over here, and you can see, I mean, this thing is, that's terrible. That's terrible. So these new ones here, I mean, zero noise, zero play, real turn, real nice and easy. Still, seals are in good shape, full of oil. There ain't no telling how many of these even have oil in them anymore. We might check a few of them just to see. Might save a couple of the old ones for a backup in case something happens. Scrap the rest of them. I'll get these part numbers off of here, just if you have a similar machine. These are not Hitachi parts, or John Deere. So back in the day, John Deere and Hitachi were the same. I mean, this EX100, this -5, it is an exact copy. I can't remember the number of the John Deere machine, like a 4, starts with a 4 or something. Excavator, 24,000 pound excavator. I'll get these part numbers off of here in case y'all are looking for it. These are made by ITR America, South Korean company. These parts come from South Korea, but tell you what, that's better than China, so I'm not mad about it. Some of you might be asking why I didn't buy it online. To be honest with you, John Deere was just as cheap as a couple of the places I looked at online. I might not be looking in all the right places, but these were roughly $200 a piece. I'll grab the receipt and we'll take a look at it. So here's the invoice from Beard Equipment. That's the John Deere dealer down here in Mobile, Alabama. Anyhow, it even has these 6 rollers that were the wrong size from my machine. Shows we returned those and got the 12 correct ones. Looks like that part number right there if you want to pause and write that down. And what it ended up being from them was $199.22 per, so about $2,400. So here's these surfaces all cleaned up, nice and shiny. Knock that paint off of there. That'll be good. So we're going to put these on. We're going to put this side facing the outside of the machine, because this is your oil fill or oil check plug here, little hex head you can take out. So rather have it facing out, service it from beside the machine instead of having to crawl up under it. So we'll go that route. So I got my bolts gooped up with anti-seize. Let's see if we can't get this thing in here. So how I'm even able to barely be able to get this in here. I didn't tighten the tracks for a couple days when I was using it. Let it work itself loose a little bit. It will get loose over the course of, a week. So I just let it get a little bit loose, so when I pick it up, this thing will sag enough that I could get these rollers in here. If you had to, you really didn't want to take your grease fitting out and knock your idler in to get you a little tension, and you were real close, you could stick a bottle jack right in here and on this chain and get you a little clearance that way. We'll be fine. We ain't got to do all that. This thing, it's not real heavy. It ain't real light neither. This might be where a second person would come in handy right here, or maybe a little bit better setup than what I got, but one-man band, gotta figure it out. Okay, so I finally managed to get a bolt on each side started just by using this pry bar, a couple blocks of wood, and a lot of jiggling around. I tell you, today I'm probably gonna see if I can't get this side done, and then come back tomorrow and do the other side over there. All right, so I didn't finish yesterday afternoon. I got hungry, had to go home and eat. Today, much prettier day, sun shining, it's cold, but no rain. I came over here earlier this morning, finished this side, so I'll flip this thing around and we'll check out the other side and actually see what's going on. All right, we got it flipped around. Let's see how many bad ones we got on this side. Bad. Bad. Don't feel terrible. Wore out. Wore out. And wore out. So we only got one on this whole side that even feels halfway decent. Let's get started busting these old rollers off here. Probably gonna have to take a little screwdriver or something, get all this dirt from around these bolts so our socket will fit on there. How we gonna bust them loose here with old Big Bertha. Big Bertha will do it, son. Now some of you might be asking, Weston, you're not supposed to be breaking bolts loose with a torque wrench, right? This is a 600-pound Proto torque wrench. Well, this came out of a dumpster and it was meant to be in the dumpster. It is broken. It doesn't have work. It's almost just like a breaker bar now. And Proto, even with their lifetime warranty, will not warranty torque wrenches. So, one man's trash. All right. Yep. Dig the dirt off. All right. Let's get our breaker bar, torque wrench, big ratchet, whatever you want to call it. What in the world? All right, well, this bolt's a little bit boogered up. The head, we're gonna have to take a file out of that. How about the electric file? Don't forget your safety squints. Grind them with a cutting wheel. Told my wife when I met her I was a bad boy. All right, let's see if that did it. Oh yeah. All right, and these got some juice behind them. Well, not too bad actually. Yeah. Coming right off of there. All right. Oh. Hey, look at there. Actually wants to ratchet sometimes. All right. Oh. All right. Those are broke loose. I'm not gonna film the backside, too crowded, and it's the same exact thing. So I went ahead and dug dirt off around all the rest of them. Took the bolts out of the backside. Go ahead and swap to my 1/2-inch drive ratchet here. Go ahead and pull these out. By the way, this is these are 15/16 bolts. You don't have to have a big old breaker bar like that, or torque wrench, whatever it is. You could just get a 1/2-inch breaker bar and a cheater pipe and be just fine. They weren't on here that bad. Let's see. Whoop, wrong way. One, get this other one. Ratchet broke. How about that? Little frontwards backwards selector came off the side. Got another one. Dang, Craftsman ain't what it used to be. Right. The other one. Right. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. We got the old one out. Let's prep this new one to go in. Oh, golly. Oh, right. So I went ahead and took that next roller off just because there was so much dirt packed up in this little section right here, the frame rail. As y'all saw me digging it out, I mean, that was insane. Anyhow, just so I could get better access to clean all that out. So I went ahead and prepped this roller to go in, ran my flap disc on the bottom side of this frame rail. So now we're ready to go back in. I figured out after trying to pry and pick up and manipulate them rollers yesterday that it's just easier to slap it in here than let the machine down so my bolts will actually reach up to the frame rail, and then I can just draw the roller up. So that's how I did the rest of those, and that's how I'm gonna do the rest of these today. We got this set back down. I have to be able to reach. Let me see. Oh yeah, just right. Get these started. And then I'll slide up under the backside and get those started. All right, got the backside bolts started by hand. We'll go ahead and start drawing this roller up, and we'll give it a little quarter turn with old Big Bertha there. So now we've got our roller drawn up. Let's go ahead and just give it a little quarter turn with old Big Bertha here. Let's see. Man, this thing's unwieldy. All right. Click. Hey, what do you know? It works. Oh, click. Torque spec, never heard of her. I'll keep going down the line, replacing these rollers. Don't forget, I know I said it earlier, but your oil fill plug facing outside so you don't have to crawl under the machine to check them. Just figured it'd be easier in the long run. All right, let's get the rest of them. So I didn't try this earlier because I didn't think it was gonna fit, but I just did with a little universal joint, and I'm glad because my arm is wore out. Another one. That beats the brakes off of a ratchet. Bet an electric ratchet would have been nice. I'd probably recommend a 6-point. Got to 12, and it's chrome. We love breaking the rules around here. It's just a DeWalt. It's not that strong anyways. So it's the next day, as you can see, with the different clothes. I finished up late yesterday evening. Got dark on me, so I didn't do any more filming. But got all 6 on this side done, plus those 6 from yesterday morning. So that's all 12 of them done. Everything went well. A couple of holes on the frame rail. Bolts started getting tight, so I had to chase them with the tap, clean those threads up a little bit. But all in all, went very well. Fresh 12, brand new bottom rollers. Oh yeah, she's ready for work now. So I'll tell you what I've noticed just since running the machine just around the yard. It tracks way faster than it used to. I guess having less resistance, trying to turn these old raggedy rollers, I wasn't expecting that. But while I'm talking about it, let's look at these old rollers. Check this one out. That's crazy. Had 2 good ones that weren't all the way worn out yet. We'll save those for emergency use only. If you're still here, I appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Hopefully you learned something. Maybe you realize it won't be so bad to do it yourself. If you saw I did something wrong, leave a comment and let me know. I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm far from it. Also, I apologize for the configuration of this video. This is my first YouTube video, so apologize for that. We'll get better from here. I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Who knows what we'll be working on next. Maybe this. I got a couple other pieces of equipment. With equipment comes work, so there's always something to work on. Maybe some videos using it as well. So anyhow, I appreciate it.